Quincy, Barbara Isola here. Thank you so much for coming into the frying pan. I'm so happy to be back in your kitchen, and I'm glad you're with me. Today we have a very special guest.
Hey, Barb.
Hey,
How are
Holly.
you?
Holly Nichols, Quincy's very own talented artist who is just amazing. And I've known you since you're a little girl. Just tell people what you do, Holly.
I'm a fashion illustrator, so I do fashion-inspired sketches, and I work with different brands to create creative campaigns.
It's amazing. I mean, the talent coming out of this young lady is just amazing. And I know you really like food, too.
I do. I love to eat and cook.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to be here.
Well, you know, you used to make unbelievable cupcakes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, they
it
were
was my early days.
Oh, my gosh. And they were so good. They were really good.
No sugar.
Yeah, sure. They were delicious. But today we're going to do something very different.
Yeah.
So what's one of your favorite meals to eat and
I
cook?
cook salmon or fish at least 3 times a week.
Okay. And, you know, that's interesting because I think cooking fish in your home is so controversial, which I never understood. Do you?
Yeah, I think people are afraid of the smell. They're afraid of the cleanup and how to prepare it and cook it correctly. But I think it's one of the easier things to cook.
I agree. And I mean, what could go wrong?
Right.
So if it's not good, we're calling for a pizza.
Exactly.
Exactly. So anyway, we're going to do salmon. And let me just show you. We have, this is wild salmon. And when you buy salmon, usually you're going to get it frozen because there's not salmon that's in the area. So generally speaking, salmon's going to be frozen, so then you want to defrost it properly. If you go to a really good fish market and you're getting salmon that's fresh, chances are it was frozen at some point, right? I mean, so here it is. Now, Holly, what do you do with your salmon?
Very little. I just do a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, and then once we're done, maybe a little lemon squeeze.
Okay, we're going to do that. So we're going to broil it?
Yes.
Okay, so let's put the broiler on. Broil. Enter. Okay, so we're going to start the broiler. And do you do it on a sheet pan?
A sheet pan in a rack. Yeah.
Okay, all right, so there's the sheet. I just put the foil for the simple reason I don't want to clean it.
Yep.
So, yeah, exactly. So here's this, and I think to be safe, we'll just do some spray. One of the tricks I learned when I'm using spray is to do it over the sink. You know why?
Less cleanup too.
Well, because I've gotten it on the floor and I've almost killed myself. Okay, so, you know, just a little tip for those who are challenged, much as myself. So there it is. So why don't you do what you do? Do you use kosher salt when you cook?
Yes.
Okay, so there's the salt, the pepper, and Il Pepito, my favorite gadget in the kitchen. And we'll do some olive oil. Okay. Look at that beautiful touch. She's even artistic when she's putting salt on salmon, darn it. Amazing.
Gotta stay true to the brand.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So,
how much pepper do you like?
as much as you are in charge of the salmon, you are queen of the salmon right now. So, and olive oil?
Yes.
Do you do it?
Just a quick drizzle.
Okay. That's great.
I find that you don't need a ton of salmon because it's already pretty fatty.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, salmon does have a lot high fat content, but let's say what everyone says, it's good fat.
Delicious.
Yeah, so do we spread it? Is that good?
I usually use a little brush, but
Okay,
if you
well,
want to get in there and get
I'm
dirty.
not using a brush. We don't use brushes here. We don't need no stinking brushes. Okay, actually I do have a brush, but we're not using it. Okay. How's that?
Great.
Okay, good. So what are we going to serve with it today, Holly?
I think it would be good over a fresh salad.
Okay. So we're going to do a salad, and normally what do you think of for salad? What do you put in?
I put everything in.
You do. No, you do. I love that.
Anything in the fridge.
But I think typically people think of lettuce, tomato, cucumbers, maybe some onion or scallions, right? But today we're going to do a salad without any tomatoes. And the reason is we're filming in October And what has just happened? Tomato season is gone.
Unfortunately.
I know. I may weep because I've been eating tomato sandwiches all summer. And fortunately, I have friends. We have good friends who grow the tomatoes and are very generous. Do you guys grow anything?
We have a little smaller tomatoes, but
Oh, really? I never got any from you guys.
well, you're gonna have to wait till next summer.
Wow. Well, I may have to talk to some people about the fact that I didn't get tomatoes. So I think the broiler's preheated.
Perfect.
So should we put it in?
Great.
Okay. And Holly, what do you think? How long?
It depends on the size of the salmon and I think the oven too. But should you want to aim for 10 minutes?
Let's do 10 minutes. Okay. 10. And I'm setting a timer. As I always say to folks, I set a timer for the simple reason I get distracted. Things happen. We're having fun. We may have a dance party. No, we're not. And this is what goes on. So let's start with our salad, all right? I'm going to just move this platter out for now. Now, do you use a salad spinner?
I do.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because I never really used one. I had a salad spinner that I was gifted to me during my bridal shower, which would have been, how many years ago? Almost 36 years ago. And my law school friends gave me a shower in San Francisco, and they actually did surprise me. And I had this salad spinner that was like a lovely brown and tan, so of the age, right? And it was broken and all this. So finally, one day I said, you know what? I'm worth it.
You deserve the salad spinner.
And this apparently is the Cadillac of salad spinners.
I have a very similar one.
Do you?
It's great, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's begin with our vegetables. Now, this is that wonderful.
It's beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous? Mm-hmm. Okay. So now this is really dirty lettuce. So let's clean it. We're not going to use the whole head, right? Let's use half of it. And basically put it in the salad spinner. And we're going to clean it. So if you would run water on that, please. And then, do you like celery in your salad?
I love celery.
I do too. Okay, so I'm going to I washed some of the celery before you came. And I will start cutting it. Okay, so now if you could soak it, totally soak it. Let me show you this trick. Okay, so there's cold water. And we're going to fill this up. And I want to show you this, Holly. I'm sure you know this. Because this salad is pretty sandy, what we're going to do is, you don't want to pour the water out because then all the dirt will go back on the leaves.
Oh, makes sense.
Right? Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is just lift it out. Voila. Okay? And you can see all the dirt that was on the salad in there. Okay, so if you want to spin that, please. Now, it's important to make sure your lettuce is dry because when we dress the salad, if it's not dry, what'll happen is the oil won't adhere to it. Oil and water don't mix, right? Okay. So here's the celery. And we'll just chop it. Now, normally when I serve salad, I like to serve it on a flat platter. How about you?
Yeah, a nice platter or a shallow bowl.
Right, because I don't like those deep salad bowls because I find that things don't get dressed as well. There's a
You
break.
get a little lost in the
Yeah. Okay, so there's that. Beautiful. Do you want to just break that up, please, into bite-sized? Look at all the water that came out. I mean, that would have been in our salad. That would have been a crime against lettuce. All right.
Do you want this broken up or do you want to serve it as large?
I think let's break it up.
Okay.
I think that'd be good. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Well, let's put it in this bowl so we can toss it first, and then we'll plate it on the... So what else are we going to put in?
What else do we have? We have some cucumbers, fennel, radishes.
Let's do fennel.
I love fennel.
Do you?
I do.
So those of you who aren't familiar with fennel, this is what it looks like. These are called the fennel fronds, and some people garnish with those. If you want to be fancy, you can.
I even sometimes roast it with the salmon.
Oh.
It has a little sugar in it.
Yeah, that's a great
Really
idea.
great.
Why didn't we do that?
I know.
Darn it. Next time. But I just want to show you how to cut the fennel. So it has a little root there, and we're going to take that out. Oh, I love the smell. So folks, if you've never used fennel, it has a licoricey taste. Again, I washed this and took out there was some tough outer leaves. And what we're going to use here is, let me take the edge, is a mandolin. So, and isn't it interesting when you cook fennel as opposed to having raw fennel, it's a very different taste.
It is.
Right?
I like both though.
Yeah, I do too. So I'm going to use this little handheld. You want to do it?
Sure.
Just be careful as you get to the end because that's really, really sharp. We're going to use some scallions. These are dirt. Ooh, these are really sandy. We have to make sure we don't want anyone getting a mouthful of sand. How do you think our salmon's doing?
What do we have left on the timer?
4 minutes and 11. We're not even going to look. But this is me being impatient. I want to look.
Are we doing both halves of the fennel?
What do you think?
I love fennel.
Put it in. Yeah, I didn't take the root out.
My grandmother used to just cut this and leave it on the counter in a bowl of water. And we ate it as like a palate cleanser in between meals.
My mom did the same thing.
Yeah.
And
Delicious.
I loved, I didn't like it as a kid. I didn't enjoy raw fennel until I became an adult, but my mom would always eat fennel, and when we were little, we would say, Mom, could you eat fennel? Because I love the smell of it.
Yeah.
You know?
Very
Sure.
sweet.
So, okay, and we'll put that in. Now, Holly, you have a studio in Milton, is that correct?
Yes.
And how do you find you working on your own mostly, right?
Yes, I flourish in that environment. I'm an artist, so I think I'm a little different in that way. But yeah, it's very quiet. I put some music on, and I can see all of East Milton Square. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Nice, that's great. I mean, you do travel to clients and what have you, is that right?
Yeah, I'm back and forth between here and New York a lot. But.
So that's great. This is spring mix that I buy already bagged and washed. So we'll throw some of that in. Should we put these scallions in?
Yes.
Do you mind cutting them? I'll just get the roots off for you. Okay. And while you're doing that, I'm going to peel the cucumber. So I think a lot of times with salads, when I have people over and I'm making a meal, the last thing I want to do when I'm cooking a whole meal is make a salad. So we have come amongst our groups of friends to call it the dreaded salad. So if you go into someone's house and you say, what can I bring? Can I bring the dreaded salad? Because, and usually what's everyone's response? Yes, please. Bring the dreaded salad. So, but for a meal like this, I mean, it's not going to, you know, there's not much we have to do with the salmon.
I think too, like salads don't have to be boring.
Right.
I kind of turn mine into meals and put a whole lot of hearty stuff into it. So.
I love that. Okay, I'm going to just cut the cucumber in half. This isn't one of those English cucumbers, so these are very big seeds. So I just take a teaspoon and just scrape them out. And if you want to cut that up, that'd be great.
Great.
And one other thing that I thought we would use, I just couldn't leave these in the store. I love radishes. They are just peppery and crunchy and delicious. And let me wash them.
We have a lot of green in here, so that'll bring a nice color into it too.
Ah, such an artist. I love it. And I also, before people came, I made some hard-boiled eggs. Now, when you make hard-boiled eggs, for the longest time, I could not get a method that worked. And I've looked at every YouTube show clip on how to get hard-boiled eggs to peel easily. Mm-hmm. And finally came upon a method. It's Kenji Lopez Alt from Serious Eats. He talks about taking cold eggs and putting them into boiling water. Mm-hmm. So you lower them into the boiling water, and that makes that little film, I don't know what it's called, go like away from the egg, and that's why they peeled so easily.
It just releases it a bit.
Releases it. There's the timer. Let's look. Okay, this is very exciting. Woo!
Ooh,
oh boy. I think it's done.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Let's show Tim. Whoa. That's done beautifully. Oh wow.
Nice browning on there.
Yeah, that's really nice. Okay, let's put this here while we finish our salad.
That smells great.
And, okay, what else? Okay, let's just use the,
How many of the radishes do you want to do?
2 or 3, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, great. And then we'll get ready to dress the salad and finish up.
Great. Nice quick meal.
It really is. I mean, you would do this after work, wouldn't you?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I find the challenge is to make sure that we have fresh produce in the house all the time. So as a result, I wind up going to the supermarket a lot. I mean, I would rather go almost every day, run into a market on my way home from work, just to make sure that I'm having something fresh.
Yes.
Because there's nothing worse than getting something and it's kind of like that taste that it's been there too long.
Right.
So I can't stand that. Be careful of your fingers, please.
All right. I think
We
I
can't-
wore that
yeah.
one down to the end.
Well, there is a guide, but I never use it. I
Yeah.
should have given it to you,
That's
huh?
all right.
All right,
We
good.
came
tough.
out unscathed.
Yeah, we're good. Okay, so we'll do the eggs after we dress it. Now, one of the key things with salad, I don't know if you agree with me, is you have to salt your salad.
I think you taught me that, and I have always salted it since.
I'm telling
It makes
you.
a major difference.
And like, I don't want to brag or anything. I make a darn good salad. I really do. And people will always say to me, like, why is your salad so good? And the answer is salt.
Mm-hmm. The answer is salt for a lot of things.
A lot of things. You're right, Holly. Like, really? What is the meaning of life?
Salt.
Okay, so now I'm not trying to be fancy, but when you put salt, you go high so it'll go in even. If you go to, it'll just go to one
Too
little place.
concentrated.
Right.
Great.
Okay, so there's salt. Let's do pepper. A lot of times I'll also, you know what I like to do, and I think we'll do it in this case, is I like to use some dried herbs. I'll be right back. Just some dried oregano. And if I had fresh parsley, I would cut fresh parsley into the salad. I just didn't buy any, sorry. But just dried oregano, regular dried oregano. Just do that so that we can get the flavor going, okay?
Great.
And then the dressing is going to be so simple. We talked about this.
Yep.
So we're going to use limes. And we're just going to squeeze some limes in. Okay, there's that. If you want to squeeze away, I think we'll do 2 limes. What do you think?
Perfect.
Okay. Now, when you're squeezing limes, as opposed to lemons, they don't have seeds, so you don't have to worry about anything falling into your salad, which is good. And I learned this lime trick, this dressing from my sister, Carol Palmer, who has been a guest on Into the Frying Pan, and hopefully will be back. But my sister started dressing it this way, and oh my gosh, it's just so fresh and so
Nice and
delicious. We'll do that one, and I think we're going to use the good olive oil here, okay? So we talked about this on the last show. When I cook and heat things, I either use canola oil or just plain old pure olive oil. Then I have a supermarket brand that's pretty good that I do use when I'm cooking. And then I have the special stuff that costs $8,000.
Worth every penny.
Worth every penny. It's really not $8,000, folks. Don't get nervous. It's $3,000. No, but it's expensive, but you don't use a lot, and you get so much bang for your buck out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really, really tasty. So let's do some of that. I think that's good.
Perfect.
Okay. So now, where are the tongs? Two tongs. And sometimes I even get in with my hands. Oops. Yikes.
That's what I'm here for.
Thank you, Hal. Don't worry about it. The cleaning crew will take care of it afterwards. And guess who the cleaning crew is? So, okay. In fact, I am going to get it with my hands because I really want to make sure everything is beautifully coated. And I don't like a salad that's overdressed.
Are there leaves that you stay away from using when you're making a salad?
No. Like
Try
what?
them all. I'm thinking like a radicchio. Do you like that?
I like
as well?
radicchio,
Yeah.
and actually I like radicchio if you grill it, just to do a light char on it. Oh my gosh, it's really, really good. I've also used the romaine
Yeah, that's
on the
really good
grill.
too.
Do
Yeah.
you ever do that?
Mhm.
Oh my
Delicious.
gosh. So the key is if you're going to do that, you just want to get the char and get it the heck off the grill because, yeah, otherwise you'll be eating melted lettuce, which is not good. All right, so let's plate this. I love this platter. This platter is probably over 100 years old.
Beautiful.
It belonged to my Uncle Joe Molinelli's mother. And I don't know why I have it, but I do. And I'm thrilled to have it. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And I think what we're going to do is give it a sprinkling of this sea salt. Gorgeous. We're going to put the egg on.
Oh, I forgot about the egg.
Oh, never forget about the egg. Here's the, should we slice it or should we dice it?
I like the slice.
Okay.
Show the yellow more.
Okay. So I love that little gadget. You want to grab that?
Yep.
And I'll do this one. I love hard-boiled eggs. Whoops. Move that one, Holly, okay? And the last one. Okay. How did the eggs come out? They came out
Perfect.
perfectly.
Yep.
I'm telling you, that method, it's foolproof. I love it. Okay, so now let's take our, let's see if this is hot. Oh, it's cooled down a little. Let me get a spatula, okay? And we will be able to finish this up. And guess what we're going to do next? Eat it.
I was hoping that was the answer.
Yeah, really. So now the skin is, we can take the skin off. There we go. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
So you were saying you usually sous vide your salmon?
Yes. So we're going to do a show using the sous vide method. Now that there's sous vide little machines that are, that's perfect. Affordable. So what it is, it's an immersion into a warm water bath. And then when you do it under vacuum seal, and it works beautifully. And then you have to then
Just finish it off.
finish it off
Yep.
because otherwise it looks terrible.
Tastes delicious though.
Yeah, it does. It does. So anyway, oh my gosh.
I'm excited to eat this. This is
Yeah, I
gorgeous.
think it's going to be really good. And we have lemon that we're going to also cut up and serve with it.
Perfect.
So thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming
for
into the
having me.
frying
Yeah.
pan. Oh my gosh, it was great to have
Lots
a
of fun.
guest. And really, and if anyone gets to see Holly's work, it's just amazing. She is an example of like how your talent just came through and you were able to, you make a living doing your passion.
Yes, I do. I'm so grateful.
How many people do that? That's wonderful.
Thank
Anyway, thank you so much for coming into
Thank
the
you for
frying
having
pan.
me.
And I'll see you next time. Thanks.
Awesome.